Hello and welcome back to my craft room. After over a week, nearly a couple of weeks away, I've not been doing any videos or anything. I had a lot of stuff going on, feeling a little bit under the weather, and I took the time to do a complete overhaul of my craft room. So I have now got my creative mojo back. I've got a whole pile of stuff by my side here to catch up on, and lots of things to share with you. So there'll be a bit of a flurry of videos over the next few days, and I'm sure you will be sick of the sight of me after having had a couple of weeks break. Anyway, so today, what I'm going to do today is all about felting. So if you're a regular viewer, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of The Makers. So The Makers is a company based here in the UK. They specialise in all things felting, and I was lucky enough to be given a subscription, a Makers Flock subscription. I've got that. I've got the March Makers Flock box to open with you in a minute. I love the company. I love everything they stand for. I love the way they work. I love the products. All of the things that they sell are things that Steffi Stern, the founder of the company, uses herself. She also designs all of the little kits and things as well. She's very much inspired by nature. They're very environmentally friendly, and yeah, I just love everything about them. You've probably, if you're a regular viewer, you will have heard me rave about them before. Now, I was lucky enough to actually meet Steffi, and Carol was there as well, because they had a stand at the Stitch Festival that I went to a couple of weekends ago. It was lovely to say hello to them in person, and I did think I might just treat myself to a little something to celebrate, so I got this. It was hard to decide which kit to get. I love their kits. And I got this one. Let me show you on the desk. So while I was there, I bought this little jointed bear kit. The kit was £20. The kits have everything you need in them, including a little eco-friendly compostable felting mat, needle, everything. You know, everything you need is there, the little eyes. And what I thought was, if I make this little jointed bear once, there we go, it's focused now. Steffi's instructions are always very good. I'll make my own little bear, and it will come out different, because they always come out different. You know, each person is going to no two are ever going to come out the same. But once I've done it once, I will have learned all the techniques and things that I need, and then I can make more bears with the other wools that I've got. So I just thought that's a really good investment. And I could also, it probably won't take too much to turn it into a little jointed cat or bunny or whatever instead. I will learn a lot for each of the kits. Each of the kits of theirs that I've done. I've been so impressed with the instructions and the quality of all the ingredients, and every time I've learned really useful techniques and things. So really looking forward to do that, but I'm going to do this one in a separate video. What I really want to look at with you today, what I'm actually going to open today, is the Makers Flock box. So the Makers Flock is a monthly subscription. It costs £9.90 a month, and it's not just about what you get in the box, it's the extra perks and benefits of membership that you get as well. Let me show you a quick look on their website. This is a quick look at the Flock members corner, which you only have access to as a Flock member. You have to have you've got a special password to get in, and you've got these extra tutorials and things in here. So just a quick peek there. I love the little. I think I'll have to have a go at the little hedgehog. There's also a Facebook page. Only Makers Flock members can join. Not page, group, a Facebook group. Here we go. Here's the Makers Flock membership. So that includes postage. That price includes postage. You can get it a bit cheaper if you do a year's membership. So it includes postage within the UK. They also do it internationally, but obviously it costs more internationally. All the information you need is there. I'll put a link to this as well. I'll also put a link to the Makers YouTube channel, because they've got all kinds of useful free tutorials on there as well. Got some amazing things there, and all the unboxings and things are there as well. So yeah, with your first Makers Flock, you get some extra bits and bobs. You get a lovely book like a sketchbook for keeping your templates in. You get some washi tape. You get a little ring for putting your sheep swatches on. Sew on badge, which if you take it with you to things like the Stitch Festival, it gives you a discount off anything you buy. I can't remember, there are lots of bits and pieces in that first box. But now let's go and have a look at what you get in the monthly box. It's different every month, and it's kind of, you know, try me samples they call them, but actually the samples are enough to do small projects with. And there's always a kind of theme, which is nice. Here we go, going in. I love that it's the makers double S, and I guess that's because it's Steffi Stern is the founder of the... So Steffi Stern was born in Germany, but she's lived over here in the UK for a number of years. So you always get this little newsletter. And here's what we're going to be making with this box. They're talking about when the flock gathering is. I missed that. I mean, it's been in my time away that was, but they're really fun. You get to chat with everybody like a live stream on YouTube. In a minute, this will tell me all about what's in here. One of the other perks, there's lots of discounts and things throughout and sort of access to exclusive offers and products to buy and things during the year. But every month there's a different discount, so it's always 20% off a selected range of products. So this month, what is it? All pipe cleaners and wire. See, I've already missed this now because this is the March one and I'm behind the times. I've got to wait for the April one, which is a shame because I probably would have taken advantage of this offer. Because 20% off is pretty good, isn't it? Zoom workshops 50% off for flock members, so it's very good, isn't it? March's tutorial, how to make a needle felted donut ring. So the tutorial will be part of the makers flock gathering, which is monthly, and then after a few months they make these tutorials available to everyone on their YouTube channel, but you get exclusive access as a flock member. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's get into the box. Tissue, I love that there's very little plastic. It's all very environmentally friendly packaging and things. There's usually a plastic bag with the wools in, but that's fine because it's not single use and throw away plastic. I will use this to store these wools in. So you always get a little sheep swatch with a different kind of wool on it. Oh, I ought to have the ones that I've had before to show you. Hang on. Some of my other try me products from previously, but that I haven't used all of. So here are my previous sheep swatch samples. And this is the little ring that was one of the little gifts in my first box. So you gradually build up this little flock of sheep with all different samples on, and of course you could use these to do a little project, you know, as part of a project. But I'm going to try and keep them for a while and see if I can collect the whole flock. And each one has got a little tag telling you what it is. So if you really love this, I certainly would consider getting some of this sunset one. Then you know exactly what to order. So this one is Shetland bats. Ooh, it's alive, that one. I can smell the sheep on that one. Beautiful, soft like a little cloud, isn't it? Love that. Okay, you can go and join your little friends over there. And then, of course, you get all of the newsletter and stuff. There will be a couple of tutorials at least via the website for flock members. This is the Try Me product, which, I mean, that's more than a sample, isn't it? There's loads. And so it's all about keyring. So we've got wire, this kind of cotton covered wire, and then we've got some keyrings, a couple with chains, and a couple of these just split rings. The wire inside is essential to secure the keyring so you won't lose your precious make. Oh, Who remembers our needle felted donuts from a couple of years ago? I still love it that they were used by Melissa to propose to her partner as engagement rings. How adorable is that? Sheep swatch sample. Shetland bats, a natural white carded bat that makes great core wool. So core wool, if you don't know, is the wool that you use in the centre of your shape that you're creating. Bats is this. So this one is tops, where they're all smooth, all the fibres are lying in the same direction, and you use these as kind of a top coat usually. And then bats are more, you can see the fibres are not all going in the same direction. So this stuff tends to be used kind of in the middle of things to form the shape, and it felts together more quickly. I think tops are usually more expensive as well. They use those literally as a top coat. Their tops are what also gets called roving, which I find a bit confusing, but I think that's the same thing. I'm learning as I go along with this. I've learned so much since I've been having these little kits. Try Me products. 2 keyrings with chain, 3 rings. I've actually only got 2 rings. Oh no, there's one, it's hiding. I've got 50 centimetres of cotton covered copper wire, and a mini version of our Enchanted Forest wool mix. I thought this looked familiar. I have actually got the full-size version of this pack, and I love it. I love it. I love the little crinkly ones it's got in here. I love that the green isn't just green. It's got all these different kind of bits in. Same here. I love it. Yeah, it's a lovely mix. So you'd never think you'd choose that to make cakes with, would you? Donuts with. But you know, just because it's called Enchanted Forest doesn't mean you've got to make fairies and toadstools with it. Have fun thinking up your own keyring ideas with this amazing selection of wool. We can't wait to see them all. Make sure to join Steffi in her tutorial on the 28th, but don't worry if you can't make it. It will be put onto the Makers Flock Facebook group shortly after. So yes, I can still access it even though I missed that, which is what I will do. And what I'm going to do now is I will watch that tutorial, try and adjust my camera, and then have a go at making some of these lovely keyrings. Really cute. And what I might do is make one little donut one, and then try perhaps an idea of my own. See how much I can get out of this amount of wool. It's surprising. Certainly if you're doing 2D felting, you can do an awful lot with this amount of wool. I might even just use I've got a whole lot of cheap core wool that I might use, and then use these on the top. Okay, I'm going to look at the tutorial, stop recording for a minute, and come back and show you some snippets. I won't share the whole tutorial because it's not mine to share, but I'll just show you some little bits of how it's constructed and how I get on. Very, very pleased with that. Very excited. What a lovely idea. I've had a good look at the tutorial now. It's a really fun. The flock gatherings are a lot of fun, and I must try and make the next one and actually be there. You can always catch up on them afterwards, but it's nice to join in the live chat. Anyway, so I now understand what I was reading just now about having the wire inside to make sure that your felted piece is secure. I now understand what she means. The idea is that you start wrapping the wire inside with the wool, and then you slip the little chain, or a length of cord if you want to make it a hanging piece, or just the ring if you're just going to have a ring without a chain. You put it onto the wire at this stage and then carry on felting around it, and that makes it really, really secure. And of course, as Steffi says, you can make any small felted piece into a keyring or hanging decoration that way. And there's just like so many ideas coming up. She actually showed, as well as making the donut, she also showed how to make a little mini wreath instead, and she did a little curled up dog. So many ideas, and people in the chat were saying about ideas for Easter and weddings and Christmas, and Steffi was getting all excited at the thought of all the ideas. Listen to this little bit. Hang on, I can't show you the video, but I'm just going to play this little bit. Just listen to the excitement in Steffi's voice. She's so passionate about sharing this hobby that she loves with everybody, and just making it accessible and easy for anybody to do. I mean, I forgot to point out, but this little jointed bear kit, they're talking about skill level there. Felty fledgling just starting out on your felting journey. So to make it so that someone just starting felting can achieve something like this is amazing. And I promise you, her instructions do just make it really doable. And this is just a new obsession, you can tell, can't you? Anyway, this is the sound of Steffi getting excited about people having ideas. Hang on.
Weddings, Christmas, yes, ideas. Have those ideas and enjoy those ideas and share the ideas if you want, and just have just get the ideas out of your head, because the ideas come out of your head and they go straight into your soul, did you know? And they may give you that happy feeling.
Isn't that lovely? Oh, that's so sweet. You can just feel her. You can feel her passion and her excitement about sharing her passion with other people. Okay, so I am going to start making this now, but I think I've got myself a bit of extra core wool as well, because I'd like to have a go at making, I'm not sure if I'll do a dog, I might do a cat because I'm more of a cat person, or I might just do a sheep or a hedgehog or something. I'm going to do something like that too. Definitely going to make one of the doughnuts. That's yeah, just got to do that. And then I thought maybe a toadstool would be fun as well, because there's lots of colours in here. It would be nice. I could do a toadstool with a little bit of kind of woodland at the bottom, and that could be like a hanging thing. I think that'd be quite cute. So yeah, I've got lots of scope in here, and if I need to, I'll put some other bits from my stash in there. I've got a whole crate full of felting stuff. So it's just giving you the idea. There's so much scope. So let me just start winding this and show you what I mean. I'm going to do the donut, I think. This cotton covered copper wire is lovely to use. The wool kind of grips onto it nicely. I think I might have got that a bit too fat. Okay. That was a bit messy at this point, but it doesn't matter. It will sort itself out as we go along. And then I'm going to put my I should have done this halfway. See, it's clinging quite nicely now. The problem is it's quite hard to get off. So I'm just going to thread that little ring on now, and then carry on putting my wool around. Then I'm going to twist these ends together to secure it, because you could easily make these donuts without the wire in the middle, just as little decorative objects, but I think doing this so that you can either hang them or use them as keyrings or whatever just makes them just really fun little gifts, little useful things. Okay, that's a little bit of a mess, but it will sort itself out as I go. And now that isn't ever going to go anywhere, because like Steffi said, if you kind of just try and stitch the ring on afterwards or something, if the felted item, whatever you're making, starts to wear through or whatever with time, you're going to lose it, aren't you? Which would be a shame. So I'm going to start just felting this down a little bit, sort of avoiding the wire in the middle. These are the eco-friendly compostable felting mats. So when you're done with them, you can just put them in the compost. And I guess if you do end up having to just chuck them into landfill because you're not able to compost them, at least they will break down and not sit there for hundreds of years like the plastic foam ones. They just feel much nicer to use as well. You keep lifting it off the mat as you go along, because otherwise they will felt themselves into the mat. I'm going to use this spare white bats that I've got. And I'm just going to start adding more bulk to my shape until I've got a good old donut ring shape going on, and then I can start adding the decorative bits. Nearly finished making my basic shape now. I'm just adding little pinches of the wool. At times a little bit more awkward when you've got to go sort of inside and outside of a ring, but so I'm just finding it easier to add little pinches. By the time I've finished adding all the icing and stuff, this is probably going to be pretty firm and sort of densely felted, which is a good thing for a keyring, isn't it? It's just so many ideas, like everybody was saying in the live. Endless possibilities. I'm thinking little birds would be really cute. Steffi made a tiny little bird to sit into her wreath, which made me think, oh, you could make it into a nest as well as a wreath, so I might do a little nest as well. So it's not perfect, but I think that's good enough. And I also thought I quite fancy doing a whole series of cakes, like macarons would be fun to do, wouldn't they? Hot cross buns for Easter, a bit late for Easter now, but you know, hot cross buns would have been fun. But yeah, currant buns, fairy cakes, macarons, strawberry shortcakes. Ooh. I don't think it will need to be this big actually. I think you can get away with them being quite a bit smaller too. That feels nice. That's pretty much ready to go. So now I'm going to use these. Oh, lovely lot of colours. Beautiful. I don't know how well they'll show on camera. Not too bad. I might just mix a couple of these together a little bit to give me a beautiful mix. This really lovely. Look at these. I'll use a little bit of them at the base of my toadstool when I make it. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is on this video I'm just going to kind of finish this, and then I'm going to see what else I can make with the pack, and I'll share some photos later. I'll just mix these in a little bit to sort of warm up that colour a little bit, make it less sort of uniform. Then I can just drizzle the icing, and I want to do some squiggles as well. I can't decide, shall I do chocolate icing with vanilla squiggles, or there's not so much of the brown. Shall I do vanilla icing with chocolate sprinkles and a drizzle? I don't know, I like the idea of doing the drizzle. So I'm just doing a thin layer of this over the top of what I've already done. Right, I've sort of finished covering this. It looks delicious. So now I'm going to put some white icing on, and I think what I want to do, because I don't just want to blend the icing in, I kind of want it to look like it's separate and dribbling over the surface of the donut, down the sides of the donut, you know. So I think what I'm going to do is sort of, it's got the multi-tool to be a bit quicker. This has got 5 needles in. Cut it a little bit and then fold that down like that, because I think that would give a straight line, but I just want a kind of a definite edge, do you know what I mean? And then I will lay it across my donut like this, and maybe I'll just tuck the ends in a bit as well and do this just so it looks, yeah, like it's spilling over the edges of the donut. I think one of the things I'm just coming to really love about this sort of new to me craft is just how forgiving it is. You just seem to be able to make it up as you go along, and if it doesn't quite work, you know, there's always scope to tweak it, add a bit, pull a bit off. Just sort of manipulating that wool to go where I want it to go, and then felting it down roughly, and then I'll go back over again with a finer needle, I think, and just really felt it in firmly. One of the ladies in the flock gathering was saying she always gives a free DNA sample with every every felted make from pricking her fingers. Touch wood, that so rarely happens to me. I'm gonna totally prong myself in a minute now I've said that, but I have got some finger stools I could use if I was feeling nervous, but. And again, touch wood, I haven't broken a needle yet either, ever. I am sort of quite careful to use them straight on and not sort of twist and bend them as I'm stabbing. But so I'm going to keep working around like this until I've got icing all the way around, and I will leave some bits showing so it just looks like a drizzle, and then I'm going to make some drizzles of chocolate and some hundreds and thousands. Right, I've finished putting my icing all around. Quite like how it's sort of semi showing the base colour through, so it does look like on that kind of glazing icing. Kind of feel like the cakey bit isn't quite the right colour, but hey, that's the colour I've got maybe it's a wholemeal one. It looks wholemeal, doesn't it? Anyway, so now I'm ready to put the chocolate drizzle on, and I'm going to do that just by taking off small little pinches like this, and twizzling them to make little strands, which I'm then going to tack down. I need to do this quite carefully and slowly. So yeah, I'm going to carry on drizzling my donut, and I wonder if anybody would recognise it as a donut, or would they just think, what on earth is that? Let's reserve judgment until I'm finished. Okay, I'm going to carry on working on this, and I'll be back. The next time I come back, it'll be all done. I do love this. Is just having the idea of embedding this keyring, or whether it be a piece of cord to hang it by, or whatever, embedding it into the felted item at the very beginning is just brilliant. Yeah, I've finished. I've sort of run out of time now, so I'm going to have to leave it at this for now. I'm going to do a bit more with all this, because I've still got all of this left, and the coral I was using earlier on. So this is where I've gone at the moment. I actually ended up putting more of the brown on the back, so I decided I didn't like the wholemeal look, so I've made it a chocolate donut. I'm really pleased with it. It's quite hard, actually. It's become quite firmly felted, all the work I've been doing on it. So that's it for today. I've run out of time for this afternoon. I feel so relaxed. I find this a very relaxing pastime, I have to say. I've been getting into watching old black and white movies on YouTube, so I've been watching an old Betty Davis one called Family Reunion, or just Reunion. Anyway, it's a really enjoyable film. And I just didn't realise the time was ticking away. It's 5:30. I need to think about getting dinner on. There we go, there's my little thumbnail for today. So that's it from me today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. I've got so much more in the pipeline. I shall be back soon to make the little jointed bear from the makers, and I've got lots of other goodies from the Stitch Festival, really special things to show you. Lots of projects in the pipeline, and projects to get back to as well. And after being away for 2 weeks, I'm just absolutely bursting with it now. It's so lovely to have my mojo back. Don't forget, on Saturday, this Saturday coming, the 6th of April, from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. UK time, it's time for our April Saturday night in, when my son Tom and I will be streaming live from here in my craft room. Haven't decided what I'll be doing yet. It's an extra special one because we've got some gifts, we've got some goodies. So special gifts that have been donated by the lovely Barbara Brady and Claire Rowlinson. I'm going to do some posts about them, so watch out in the Facebook group and the Discord community for posts about them. I'm not going to be doing giveaways via commenting on Facebook or Instagram posts or anything anymore, because we got scammed last time. I'm only going to be doing giveaways during live streams here on YouTube. I will say it now, I've said it before. If you do win a gift in one of these giveaways, I will not be contacting you and asking you for bank details. I will not be asking you to click on links to outside websites. I would never do that. What I'm going to do in future is I will be asking the winners to email me. My email can always be found via the link tree, which I always put in my description boxes. You will also find links there to the Facebook group and our free Discord community, so everything you need is there. So yes, I will never be contacting you and asking you for bank details or anything, so please don't ever divulge your personal details to someone pretending to be me, which is what happened last time, and which is why I've had to change things a little bit. It's a shame, but it's still going to be lovely. We're still going to have a bit of fun on Saturday, and just wait till you see the beautiful prizes that Barbara and Claire have donated for the occasion. Okay, right, I'm really got to go now. Thanks very much for joining me, and I will see you again really soon. I haven't lost the art of the waffle, have I?